Hello everyone, my name is Mrinal Kandis and I'm from India. I'm here to present my work on the topic of housing infrastructure resilience framework development for sustainable future. During my presentation, following are the contents which I will discuss one by one. Initially, I will discuss about the definition of resilience, then different type of infrastructure, then different type of hazard and effect of disaster due to different type of hazard, then the motivation of our work, then objective of our work, then I will discuss about the result and conclusion. The definition of resilience is the withstanding capacity of a system against a natural hazard and to revive back to the original position after the occurrence of a disaster. So the performance of a system mainly depends on different time zone. In the figure, the performance of a system is shown during its lifespan. Here, point A is the initial performance which is equivalent to 100%. Then A to B is the degradation in the performance due to aging factor. Then B means at point B, due to occurrence of any hazard, the performance drop down to point C. Then C2D is the recovery profile, which depends on several type of factors like infrastructure, natural condition. Then again, D2 is the degradation in the performance due to aging factor. So we can observe from the graph, let's say, we can observe from the graph is that like CB is the losses, then T1, T2 is the recovery time, CD is the recovery profile, and CT1 is the resisting ability of the performance. Next slide. According to the definition of resilience, resilience mainly depends on four R factors which are robustness, redundancy, rapidity, and resourcefulness. While robustness is the ability of the system to resist the effect of disaster. Redundancy is the availability of any alternate resources. Then rapidity is the time, how much time it will take to bounce back to the original position, and resourcefulness is the availability of the resources. So it means if you combine the rapidity and resourcefulness, we can say that which will be equivalent to the recovery. Next, there are several type of infrastructure exist in a community, and infrastructure are the basic need of a community. So actually, in a community, there are mainly two type of infrastructure: social and physical. Where social comprise of like population per capita income and education, etc., and physical mainly consist of housing, transportation, electrical, telecommunication, and water. As housing infrastructure is the basic need of a living being, that's why in this world housing infrastructure is considered. If I talk about disaster worldwide, we can observe that from the left-hand side table, India holds the second position in the total death toll due to hazard, and in the right-hand side, we can observe that due to the flood, maximum number of population get affected in 2019, as well as in average of 2000 to 2019. That's why flood hazard is considered for this work. So, due to flood, global economy loss is estimated as 8 billion in March 2019. If I talk about India, the average annual loss is estimated more than 7.4 billion. The average loss due to flood in Assam, which is a state of India, is estimated 2 billion Indian rupees. From 2014 to 2020, more than 1915 50 houses got fully damaged and 37,500 houses got partially damaged in the state of India. So we can observe that from this data, due to flood, each and every year many infrastructure are affected, and due to which government is sanctioning huge amount of restoration costs, which also affect the economy of the country. So motivation of this work is like, as we know that we cannot stop or reduce the impact of any hazard. So in that case, what we can do, we can develop a strong framework by applying the concept of a resilience, which will be robust as well as quickly recoverable. As housing infrastructure is the basic need of a basic need, so we can apply that framework in the infrastructure to make the infrastructure more resilient. As we know, resilience requires several type of information from several sources, so there may be chances of involvement of uncertainty. So while applying that resilience concept, the uncertainty should be considered. Additionally, as resilience depends on several parameters, in that case, if a stakeholder or decision maker focus on each and every parameter to make that infrastructure more resilient, then it may become uneconomical. So sensitivity analysis of each parameter should be evaluated during the evaluation of resilience. So, based on the discussion, the objective of our work are as follows: to propose a framework for quantification of resilience for housing infrastructure against flood hazard using BWM and WSM, to evaluate the flood resilience based on realistic data, and to find out the weightage of each resilience parameter by using BWM tool. As uncertainty may involve, so in this work, two MCDM tools are used to address the uncertainty, where MCDM means like multi-criteria decision making, such as BWM and WSM, where BWM is the best odds method and WSM means the weighted sum method. Here a field survey is performed like to collect the previous data. This is the different steps involved in the resilience quantification of housing infrastructure. Here, initially, different experts are selected from different domains. Then, based on the expert knowledge and literature, different parameters are selected for housing infrastructure. Then, after selection of parameters, the weightage of parameters are evaluated by using BWM method. And then, after finding the weightage, a field survey is performed to collect the data. After collecting selection of the data, the probability of each parameter is the probability each parameter is assigned accordingly, and finally by using the WSM method the flood resilience for each surveyed places are evaluated. So after selection of experts, different resilience parameters are selected based on the expert knowledge and literature review. As resilience mainly depends on resisting the disaster and recovery from the disaster, which is also known as the reliability and recovery. So parameters are selected based on the reliability and recovery aspect of housing infrastructure. Here, 12 resilience parameters are selected for this study, where 6 parameters are based on reliability and other 6 parameters are based on recovery. The selected 6 reliability-based parameters are type of house, wall thickness, building age, flood depth, plinth level of the house corresponding to adjacent road level, availability of the drainage. Similarly, recovery-based parameters are income, insurance of the house, resource availability, relief received, then approachability towards the resources, then education of the householder. After the selection of resilience parameter, the experts are asked to provide preference of best criteria over the other criteria. Similarly, like preference of other criteria over the worst criteria for reliability as well as recovery parameter, which is shown in the left hand side. And the preference are provided like from 1 to 9. So after assigning all the preferences from expert, like weightage of each parameter is calculated by using BWM tools, which is shown in the right hand side. So from here we can observe that for reliability, like type of house having maximum weightage, which is 37%, and for recovery, income is the having maximum weightage, which is 41%. After calculation of weightage of each parameter, a field survey is performed, and then the detail of the field survey is given here. Like name of the place is Barak Valley, which is situated in the northeast of India. And then during the survey, total 10 number of places of this valley are visited with 456 number of houses, and each interview took 20 to 25 minutes. For the survey, we have prepared a resilience assessment form, which is shown in the left hand side figure. In the figure, various extra information is mentioned for future uses. Various questions were asked to the affected like householder during the field survey, and the responses are noted down in the form. After the collection of all the required data, WSM is used to calculate the resilience value for each visited place, such as like say for example we have like say three nodes, where node B and C depends on node A, and the weightage of node B and C are like zero point 0.6 and zero point 0.4, and the probability of B in true like say zero point 0.7, and probability of C is in true state like say zero point 0.6. Then the probability of A is in true state will be like, it may be calculated as like summation of the multiplication of like weightage of B with probability of B and weightage of like C with probability of C. So by using this logic, resilience for each and every places, survey places are calculated. So here, like two probability states are assumed based on the expert knowledge and literature review. From the evaluated value, it can be observed that the probability of resilience for most of the surveyed plays falls in the non-resilient state. So to get more clear information of the non-resilient state of resilience is further categorized in four categories, such as like low, which is 0 to 25 percentile of non-resilient value from low to high, then moderate low 26 to 50 percentile, very low 51 to 71, sorry 75 percentile, extremely low 76 to 100 percentile. And based on the categorization, a resilience map for housing infrastructure is prepared for the value which is shown in the right hand side of the figure. Next, here I will discuss about the summary, conclusion, and scope of our study. So, from the evaluated value, like if you observe the evaluated value, so from here, like we can observe that the housing infrastructure resilience of the place like Burunga, Amjurgad, Bourbon are most non-resilient. More than 93% of housing infrastructure resilience of Burunga is in non-resilient state, which means 93% of houses of that place got major damage due to the occurrence of flood. So stakeholders should give immediate attention to those places for redesign or reconstruction. And like main contribution, if you see the contribution of our work, like as our proposed framework is a generalized one, so generalized framework of like housing infrastructure system can be used for any other infrastructure as well as community. The framework provides a real database housing infrastructure scenario for a community, which mainly helps the public authority of a community to observe the hazard scenario of infrastructure and immediately take action to those areas whose resilience of housing infrastructure falls under extremely low state. And the evaluated resilience parameter weight helps the public authority in the decision making process for future hazards. Additionally, like the evaluated reliability and recovery value of housing infrastructure in Barak Valley provide information regarding the housing infrastructure scenario in terms of reliability and recovery. It means the place where reliability of housing infrastructure is less, in that case the reliability parameter should be strengthened. Similarly, the where recovery is less, the places for that places like the stakeholder should focus on the recovery parameter. So the evaluated value will help stakeholder of the value, and the proposed the framework will help the decision making of any community against flood hazard to make like that resilience more sorry, to make that community more resilient. It means this work evaluate the impact of the disaster on infrastructure, and as infrastructure is the basic need of the living being, so it will help to reduce the social impact due to hazard also. There are some references which we have followed during our work. So if you have any queries regarding my work, you can ask me in the given mail ID and phone number. Thank you very much.